Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Was Heather abducted by a very scary old rock singer who turned woman, kind of woman, and what the This is the craziest one I've done yet with the hair. All right, listen. I would say that I was done doing whatever this new innovative way of cracking down on trafficking stuff. But it seems to work, but not really, because being up loud the other night wasn't good. So I'll have to settle down. But I get that, like, it's like a... Did I smell that? Something go down. I don't like the way that looks. Do you smell those pigs? Do you smell those pigs? Okay, I haven't had, I'm really trying to get off the poison. Now, I can't say anything about the other medication, but you can't call liquid poison that's all over in every store. All right, listen. But it didn't go quite as planned because this time they sent, they've got, their own cop car, and there's been more police activity since I called the DA again last week, and they have to be really short calls these days. I used to go into all the, oh, mister, did you give us an idea of what you saw? All right, I used to fall for it because when you're half retarded and you think this is important and everyone wants to protect people, especially the the vulnerable populations, right? They snuck up on the back of the property knowing that we were kind of up, but they snuck and did a scary, really loud, and they blinded me and my husband with the brightest spotlight ever known to man. It wasn't even a normal spotlight because it wasn't normal cops, because you can't sneak up in the back like that. And if a neighbor called because they didn't like me saying, you better get that fucking transport ended now, and then they got pissed, and I'm like, John's like, it might have been a bit much tonight. I'm like, yeah, it's getting a little late, but there was something I don't like what's been going on again, I'm like, the one guy over there, the property, keep having to pick up these triangle glass things. And then he's, and then they've got it's like these seedy spots, and I can feel the energy, and it starts to get to me because I'm like, what was going on here? You know what I mean? And then I'm trying to spiff up my side of the fence, and I'm like, okay, it's feeling oracly a little more lifted up and stuff. And it's not as seedy, oh, don't turn around, you might get grabbed, you know what I mean? And so I'm like, what the fuck's going on back here? He only leaves this one thing over there with this box. Why is it the box? Okay. So it was very quick, guys. It's not even 2 minutes. I mean, it's just that the more I do it, the louder my voice gets. I think it's kind of getting broken, like normal speaking voice, almost as if I'm going into transition. But it just is very freeing. But then we ended up under this severe attack after John and I were blinded because we both have it's the eye sensitivity for these extreme, on another realm of, who knows, I just say creative, but we're not Mozart, and we're not Bonet or blah, blah, blah. Okay, so and so then we're hanging, and I'm like, that wasn't cool. Are you still feeling blind? I'm like, yeah, me too. I'm like, we got to get the fuck out of here for a bit. They're going to send some paddy wagons. I'm like, that was not appropriate with the police. That's not kosher. They could have went to the front door. They're trying to scare us, scare the chickens, get the dogs nuts. Well, luckily I can get the dogs where they need to go and whatnot. And they were shaking this, it's like a temporary fence and stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And so he did this thing, he could barely walk away, and saying, he's like, there's children trying to sleep. I'm like, oh, are they? I'm like, because it seems like there's other stuff going on, so why don't you get that fucking done? And why don't you stay away from the house that's not doing it and go to the houses that are motherfucking doing it? Okay. But I think I did keep my mouth clean that night. Love you. Bye.